Okay, what I'd like to explain now is our Google SketchUp lesson. We're going to be making a 12 by 12 room, and you're going to make a decision. Could you live within a 12 by 12 room? And now I say live, I mean like everything. Bathroom, cooking, sleeping, all that kind of stuff. Could it actually be done? So in science, you guys study basic needs, and this is what we're going to incorporate here. But to use the Google SketchUp, what I'm asking you to do is the following. When you open up Google SketchUp, you'll get this screen. What I want you to do is go to Choose Templates. When you choose Templates, we're going to use the Architectural Design template. So please click on that, and then you can start using Google SketchUp. Once you do that, you get this screen. To erase the person, just simply click there and hit Delete. That person will go away. To start this lesson, the first thing you need to do is be able to draw a room. So to draw the room, you're going to come up here and select Rectangle. I started right here at the axes and started with a square or a rectangle. From this case then, you want to make a 12 by 12 room. The easiest thing to do instead of trying to actually drag is to come down here, highlight this box down here. You're going to put 12 and then feet, hit the comma, and then hit 12 feet. When you do that, hit return, and you'll notice that it will make a 12 by 12 square for you. Now, that's just the floor of the room. The next step is to make the actual room itself. We're going to make walls that are 8 feet high. This right here is called the push and pull tool. You're going to click and then drag, pushing up. Once you get started, again, like before, instead of trying to make it 8 feet exactly with your mouse, come down here, highlight, and type in 8 feet. Hit return, and now you have a 12 by 12 by 8 foot room. Now this does not do us much good, okay? Here I can obviously move, or I can rotate it with these tools, which you already learned. But the question is, how do I see inside? Well, here's where the fill comes in. Over here you have a paint bucket. You're going to hit the fill, and then you're going to have opacity be 0%. By doing that then, when you click on a wall, it disappears. So now I can see inside my room. Okay, to remember to rotate, you will click this tool so you can rotate on the axes. Alright, again, I want to make that transparent. So now I can see inside my room. Here's where you need to determine what the basic needs are. I know one of the things you're going to need is a toilet. So one of the things that you can do is the following. You could lay out a toilet using this, but that doesn't look as cool as the 3D gallery. Come up here to File, or 3D Warehouse, excuse me. Come here to File, and you'll go to 3D Warehouse. Over here, you're going to choose Get Models. So we all know that we need a toilet to at least go to the bathroom in. So in the search, you can type in what you want. In this case, we want a toilet. So I type that in, and I click Search. I look down and find the toilet that I would like. In this case, I would choose this one right here. I click on it, and I can click then, make sure that's the one you want, and then click Download Model. It will then ask you, load into the model. The answer is OK. This will now load into the model. So let's say I'm going to put it in that back corner. I now have a toilet in the back corner. However, don't be deceived. Looking at it from this angle, it looks like it's actually in the room. However, watch what happens when I rotate it. You notice that it's well above the room. Now, here's where you're going to use this tool here. The key is you have to make sure this is highlighted in blue. If it is not highlighted in blue, you cannot move it. Knowing that that's highlighted in blue, I can now take and drag this down. Ooh, sorry. I can actually drag it down into the room. To make sure I'm on the point there, I just go like this and move and rotate, and I notice that it's now on that axis. Now to move the toilet down on that axis, I can look at it from the top. Okay, rotate a little more. And now I can say, okay, I'm going to take and I'm going to put this now in that corner. And now, as you can see, I now have my toilet sitting actually inside my room like I would normally would. Okay? So your job now is to decide what else do I need as basic needs, put them inside your room. In the end, I am going to be looking at, now this is all about scale drawings. In the end, I'm going to be looking at, do you have enough space to actually move inside there? So you can cram as much as you can as long as you can actually live in there, which is called the 2x2 test, which I told you about. I'm going to make sure you have 2 feet by 2 feet to move around the room. If you don't have enough access through. Remember, in the end, you need to answer a question. Could you live in a 12 by 12 room? Why or why not? And I need a good explanation.